And developing now, we're getting our first look at a long-anticipated park that's set to be built next to DRV PNK Stadium.
The city of Fort Lauderdale is working with Inter Miami to figure out how to pay for it. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in Fort Lauderdale with what was discussed today. Roy.
Eden and Calvin, well, residents have really enjoyed DRV PNK Stadium, especially most recently with Inter Miami acquiring Messi. But they were also promised a community park that would be built right next door where this parking lot is located. Well, today we heard from city leaders as to what this park would look like and why it has taken so long to build it. We are now seeing renderings of what Lockhart Park will look like once it's completed. But just when will that be and who will foot the bill? It's a 20-acre community park Fort Lauderdale residents were promised that would open a year ago. But the site where it's supposed to be built still remains an empty parking lot outside of Inter Miami's DRV PNK Stadium.
This park is extremely important to my residents in my district. They've been waiting a long time, and I think it's important that we deliver on this.
Commissioner John Herbst for District 1, where the park is expected to be built, has been pushing for the project, but disagreements and ongoing mediation between both parties have pushed the groundbreaking back at least until October of 2024.
We went to the residents of the city of Fort Lauderdale, and they committed $200 million to parks, okay, because they believe passionately in parks.
The price tag of Lockhart Park, roughly $32 million, with the cost expected to be divided, with Inter Miami paying more than $19 million for a dog park, playground, grading and drainage, a paved parking lot, and other amenities, while the city covers the cost of a community center, 16 pickleball courts, and a splash pad, amongst other amenities. Features Inter Miami said were all new to them.
We were not presented this, we were not included in the process, so we were a little surprised to see it on the agenda today.
Stephanie Toothaker, the attorney representing team owner David Beckham and Jorge Mas, says there are still issues like whether or not the city will reimburse Inter Miami for upwards of $6 million in demolition costs. While they are hopeful this will be resolved in mediation, they still have yet to agree on the park design, now only at 30% completion.
A very important component of the discussion is that the city of Fort Lauderdale committed to paying for the demolition of the stadiums that were there before, and that credit has not been agreed to. That's why the parties are in mediation with each other.
So as we come back out live to that empty parking lot right there, in prior discussions, the city has made it very clear that they'd be using park bond money to pay for their portion of the park. As for Inter Miami, when I spoke with them, I asked them what the next step in this process would all be. They said, well, they're going to head back to mediation before they can decide just when to move forward. For now, here in Fort Lauderdale, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.